Today we're starting out a big hardwood flooring job. It's pre-finished stuff, which I really like. It really turns out nice. But there's some things you got to do to start. And we're starting at the front door. We're going to come all to the entry. It's going to go into the dining room. Going to go down this hallway to the master bedroom. Then it's going to go down that hallway to the other bedrooms. And it's going to go into the kitchen. And then it's going to go in all the way out to here. So it's a big area. You want to make sure that everything's parallel. So what I do is I measure my widest parallel point I can. I measure from that side of the front door over the dining room. I came out into here, and it was like 13 feet. But anyway, I was able to get one long line. So I know that that's as straight with the side of the house that I can get. Then, I actually, once I had that line, I measured back so that I could, actually that line is 13 feet out. I snap it all the way. Then I measure back 12 feet so that I can measure right up against this board, which I'm setting. It's actually exactly 8 11/16, and exactly 8 11/16, which means I'm parallel to that. Some other things that I had to do to get going, well, we cleaned it all out, and then put this paper down, and then cut up on the trim. And the way I do that is with a Feeney, and I actually sand down a piece of the flooring so that because if I cut it on just a full piece, the jamb would cut up to the top of the blade, and you'd have about a shy 16th of an inch. So if you look on the front door, the trim down there, it's as tight as it can be because I've actually thinned up my board. You know, when I cut it, it's like this. Just like, and it's nice and perfect. So anyway, that's what you got to do to start. And I'll have to face nail right down through the top the first few boards until I can get my gun, which is nearly a foot out, before I can start whacking. And I'm making sure that I'm hitting the joist, because you want those suckers, those first boards nailed really good, because when you start pounding it with that gun, it can knock off, it can move the board just slightly. So anyway, that's the start. We got a long way to go, but that's how we get going. Okay. So we've got a good start on the entryway coming in. We're all going good, but now we got to come around this wall here, and so this piece, you know, basically I have to start going this way with nothing over there, and yet that's, you know, solid floor. So remember I snapped this line all the way here. So what I did, let me show you what I did. I take a little piece like this, and I hold it right here. I went like that, and I measured to my red line. And then I went over here, and I double checked myself, and that was perfect. This thing is perfect with that red line. So then I take it back, and I make a mark right there. Measure to my red line when I am to that mark, which is the far side of this. And then I go down here, and I measure again, and make another mark. So then I snap a line all the way along. Bring it over here and see if you can see how that red line is right perfect all the way. So I will take this piece, and I'll just keep going, and I'll nail it all the way there. And this piece I will face nail just so I can get it dead on and not mess around with the bang gun. Then after that one piece row is nailed all the way, I'll screw in these little chunks so that I can begin, because that will hold it when I take this sucker and I start banging. I can see I've got my joist snapped out, and I can bang the whole way. And that keeps everything just straight in my parallel line. As you see, one thing that I do, and you need to do it in doorways, is in different spots, you'll see later on. See, I butted all these in to this, I cut this piece, and since this is a closet, I made these all come underneath the door. Normally, I would split it if it was 2 rows, but this is closet, so it looks better to do it like that. But the way I did it, I got this piece here, and then I brought this piece in. Then I just set this thing, because these 2 ends are square, and they were nailed, I just took this thing and set it up against that, and that's where I nailed it, and they all worked out just perfect from that. One cool thing, this wall just happened to be perfect to where when this one row just went flying right on by. You don't get that very often. It's just pure luck, but it's a Friday, so sometimes you get a blessing or a gift from the carpenter gods. One other thing I'll show it later about how I go, because now I'll be turning this, basically turning these rows around, because with my gun I have to hit it in from this way, but I'm going like this, this is all going, so now I got to turn it around. So you buy a little splice that goes in there, so you can reverse, and now I go that direction. But anyway, that's it for now. Okay. Is it going? Okay. So I've got this dining room thing going, and it's really going good. Now I'm coming into an angled French door thing. And so what I did here is I cut it out with my multi-tool, and right there, that's 5/8 of an inch, because this door is 1 1/4 inches. So I go back in here so that edge will break right in the middle of the door. If you look right there, that way from that room there, you just see carpet. From this room here, you see the wood. So I get that in place, doing on both sides equal, notch it in, and then I make sure that it's screwed in good, because when you're at that angle and you're pounding that with this gun, it will move it. So now I've already cut a piece here that's going to go, it's kind of a goofy little piece, but it's going to go right in here, and you just tap it in. Okay. And one thing, it's been a good day. I want to show you something real quick. It's been a good day. It's a Friday. If you think about it, this piece here, I did not have to notch. It went straight in there without one bit of notching. Then I come over the other side of the door, and this piece I didn't have to notch. Like I said earlier, this piece went right by there without having a notch. And then this piece, it ended right there, and that one just like that. That's the first piece I've had to take my jigsaw and skill saw and notch. So anyway, one thing, I just bought this gun for this job. The last one I did, I only, I build about 4 houses a year, and I only use a gun like this every so often. And last time I rented one, it cost me about 180 bucks. This one I just bought down at Harbor Freight for 139 bucks, and I got the 2-year warranty on it. And man, so far it's just been fantastic. And if you go down to Home Depot, buy a Boston, I think it's 500 bucks. So how they could do this thing that much cheaper, I don't know. But anyway, it's been good so far. And to show you how this thing works, it's set up, this is the way it came right out of the box. Just one little hit there, and one little hit there. It's nice and tight. You do that about every 8 inches, and then on the joist when you can. But anyway, that's that part of it.